The Megalodon, an enormous prehistoric shark, has fascinated people for generations, with many still wondering if it could be alive today. Though scientists widely consider it extinct, there are countless claims and pieces of evidence that keep the mystery alive. From strange sightings and unexplained sonar readings to massive shark-like figures caught on camera, these findings fuel the belief that this ancient predator might still be lurking in the deep. With that in mind, here are the most recent pieces of proof suggesting the Megalodon still exists. Number 10. Inaccessible ocean depths. The deep ocean remains largely unexplored, with more than 80% of the world's oceans considered uncharted territory. As the average depth of the ocean is about 12,100 feet and the deepest point reaches more than 36,000 feet, there is a vast amount of space that remains untouched by humans. It is within these depths that the Megalodon could potentially survive, far from the reach of sunlight and human exploration. The deep ocean is home to an array of bizarre and fascinating creatures that have adapted to the extreme pressures, low temperatures, and darkness. The existence of these creatures, many of which were only recently discovered, highlights the possibility that other unknown species, like the Megalodon, could be hiding in the deep ocean as well. Furthermore, the deep ocean's immense size and limited accessibility make it challenging to conduct comprehensive surveys, which means that large marine animals could easily evade detection. Moreover, the food sources required to sustain an apex predator like the Megalodon could potentially exist in the deep ocean. Research has shown that various deep-sea creatures, such as squid and deep-sea fish, have the capacity to provide substantial sustenance for large predators. As a result, the Megalodon could theoretically survive in the deep ocean by hunting these species. The immense pressure in the deep ocean would also pose a challenge for the Megalodon, as its skeletal structure would need to withstand forces that are hundreds of times greater than at the surface. However, it is possible that the Megalodon could have evolved to adapt to the high-pressure environment, much like other deep-sea creatures have done over time. Adaptations like a more flexible skeleton, enhanced senses, and unique hunting strategies could enable the Megalodon to thrive in the deep ocean, where it would remain hidden from human detection. Another factor that supports the possibility of the Megalodon's existence in the deep ocean is the lack of conclusive evidence proving its extinction. Although the fossil record indicates that the Megalodon went extinct approximately 2.6 million years ago, the absence of a complete skeleton or recent fossils leaves room for debate. The deep ocean's inaccessibility makes it difficult to obtain conclusive proof of the Megalodon's extinction, allowing the possibility that it still exists in the vast and uncharted depths. Number 9. Inconclusive fossil record. The fossil record provides invaluable insights into the history of life on Earth, offering a window into the lives of long-extinct species, such as the Megalodon. However, the fossil record is inherently incomplete, as not all organisms are preserved and many fossils are still waiting to be discovered. This incompleteness, combined with occasional discrepancies in the dating and interpretation of fossils, contributes to the uncertainty surrounding the Megalodon's extinction and the possibility that it may still exist today. The majority of Megalodon fossils discovered so far consist of teeth and, in some cases, vertebrae. These fossils have provided crucial information about the Megalodon's size, diet, and geographic distribution, but they do not offer definitive proof of its extinction. Most Megalodon fossils date back to around 2.6 million years ago, which is when scientists believe the species went extinct. However, the lack of a complete Megalodon skeleton or more recent fossils leaves room for debate. One of the main challenges in interpreting the fossil record is the potential for misidentification or underestimation of the age of fossils. For example, some researchers have suggested that certain Megalodon teeth, initially believed to be millions of years old, could actually be much younger. If this were the case, it would provide evidence that the Megalodon persisted much longer than previously thought, possibly even into the modern era. Another consideration is the potential for the Megalodon to have left behind a Lazarus taxa effect in the fossil record. This term refers to the phenomenon where a species appears to have gone extinct in the fossil record only to reappear at a later point in time, often due to gaps in the fossil record or biases in fossil preservation. The coelacanth, a prehistoric fish once believed to have gone extinct 65 million years ago, is a well-known example of a Lazarus taxa, as it was rediscovered alive in 1938. The possibility that the Megalodon could have left a similar gap in the fossil record, making it appear extinct when it is not, adds to the uncertainty surrounding its existence. Moreover, the ocean environment poses unique challenges for fossil preservation, as many areas of the deep sea are not conducive to the formation of fossils. This means that the Megalodon could have continued to exist in areas where fossilization is less likely to occur, such as the deep sea, leaving behind little or no trace in the fossil record. The inconclusive nature of the fossil record, combined with the potential for misidentification, underestimation of fossil ages, and the Lazarus taxa effect, fuels the debate surrounding the Megalodon's possible continued existence. As long as these uncertainties persist, the intriguing possibility that the Megalodon still lurks in the depths of the ocean will continue to captivate our imagination. Number 8. Elusive nature of marine life. The ocean is home to a diverse array of marine life, many of which are elusive and difficult to observe or study. This elusive nature of marine life, combined with the vastness and complexity of the ocean environment, contributes to the ongoing fascination with the possibility that the Megalodon or a similar large marine predator may still exist undetected in the depths of the ocean. One of the key factors contributing to the elusive nature of marine life is the vast size and complexity of the ocean. Covering over 70% of Earth's surface and reaching depths of more than 36,000 feet, the ocean is an immense and largely unexplored environment that provides ample opportunity for marine species to remain hidden from human observation. This vastness makes it incredibly challenging for scientists to study and catalog the numerous marine species that inhabit the ocean, allowing for the possibility that the Megalodon or a similar large predator could exist undetected. Additionally, many marine species have evolved a range of adaptations that enable them to avoid detection by predators or prey. These adaptations, such as camouflage, bioluminescence, or the ability to dive to extreme depths, can also make it difficult for scientists and researchers to observe and study these species. In the case of the Megalodon, it is possible that this ancient predator could have evolved similar adaptations that allow it to remain elusive and undetected in the deep-sea environment. The behavior of marine species also contributes to their elusive nature. Many marine animals are highly migratory, traveling vast distances across the open ocean in search of food or suitable breeding grounds. This migratory behavior can make it difficult for researchers to study and monitor these species, as their movements can be unpredictable and difficult to track. If the Megalodon still exists, its migratory behavior could further contribute to its elusive nature and make it more difficult for humans to detect and study. Finally, the ocean is home to a wide variety of habitats and ecosystems, ranging from shallow coastal waters to the dark and cold depths of the abyssal zone. This diversity of habitats provides ample opportunity for marine species to adapt to specific environments and develop unique ecological niches. In the case of the Megalodon, the possibility that it has adapted to a specific remote habitat in the deep ocean further supports the idea that it could still exist undetected. Number 7. Prehistoric evidence. The prehistoric evidence of the Megalodon is primarily derived from fossilized teeth and vertebrae found in various locations around the world. These fossils provide valuable insights into the size, diet, and distribution of this ancient apex predator. However, the incompleteness of the fossil record and the lack of definitive proof of the Megalodon's extinction contribute to the ongoing debate surrounding its possible continued existence. The Megalodon's teeth are its most well-known fossils, with some reaching up to 7 inches in length. These massive teeth provide an indication of the Megalodon's formidable size and powerful bite force, which would have enabled it to easily take down large marine mammals such as whales. The discovery of Megalodon teeth in various locations across the globe suggests that the species had a wide distribution, ranging from the warm, shallow waters of the Miocene epoch to the colder, deeper waters of the Pliocene epoch. This wide distribution implies that the Megalodon was a highly adaptable creature capable of surviving in diverse environments. While the fossil record provides valuable information about the Megalodon's size, diet, and distribution, it does not offer definitive proof of the species' extinction. Most of the Megalodon fossils that have been discovered date back to around 2.6 million years ago, which is when scientists believe the species went extinct. However, the lack of a complete Megalodon skeleton or more recent fossils leaves room for debate. Some researchers argue that the absence of more recent Megalodon fossils is simply due to the fact that the species has become increasingly rare and elusive over time. They point to the possibility that the Megalodon could have retreated to the deep ocean, where fossilization is less likely to occur due to the extreme conditions and limited sedimentation. In this scenario, the Megalodon would still be alive today, but its existence would be virtually undetectable due to the lack of fossils and the challenges of exploring the deep ocean. Another point of consideration is the potential for misidentification or underestimation of the age of Megalodon fossils. Some researchers have suggested that certain Megalodon teeth, initially believed to be millions of years old, could actually be much younger. If this were the case, it would provide evidence that the Megalodon persisted much longer than previously thought, possibly even into the modern era. Now it's time for today's topic. Early morning beachgoers in Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, were stunned when a drone operator surveying the shoreline spotted something enormous lying in the sand. As the drone descended, the image became clear. It was the body of a shark so massive that rescue crews had to call in heavy equipment just to secure the area. The creature stretched longer than a city bus, dwarfing the lifeguard trucks and emergency vehicles parked nearby. Its thick hide was scarred with strange markings, and its fins appeared differently shaped than those of known great whites. The jaws alone spanned wider than the hood of a pickup truck, packed with jagged teeth that seemed almost deformed compared to other shark species. Marine biologists from the University of North Carolina's Coastal Studies Institute rushed to the scene, cordoning off the beach to prevent curious crowds from disturbing the body. While some experts suggested it could be an oversized great white that had drifted ashore after dying at sea, others noted abnormalities in its structure that didn't match any documented species. As the news spread, speculation exploded online. Some insisted it was evidence that the legendary Megalodon still lurks in the deep. Others believed decomposition had distorted the body. For now, the mystery remains unsolved. Number 6. Isolated populations. The concept of isolated populations refers to groups of a species that are geographically separated from the rest of the species, resulting in minimal or no genetic exchange. This isolation can lead to the development of unique adaptations and, in some cases, even speciation. In the context of the Megalodon, the idea that isolated populations may still exist in remote, unexplored areas of the ocean supports the belief that this ancient predator could still be alive today. One reason isolated populations of Megalodon may have survived is the vastness and complexity of the world's oceans, which provide ample opportunity for populations to become geographically isolated. The immense size and limited accessibility of the deep ocean, combined with the many uncharted underwater features like trenches, seamounts, and hydrothermal vents, create numerous isolated environments where Megalodon populations could potentially thrive undetected by humans. In these isolated environments, Megalodon populations could have adapted to local conditions and developed unique strategies for survival. For example, they may have shifted their diet to rely on deep-sea species such as giant squid or deep-sea fish, or they may have evolved unique hunting strategies to compensate for the challenging conditions of the deep ocean. These adaptations would enable isolated Megalodon populations to persist despite the dramatic changes in the marine ecosystem that led to the presumed extinction of the species. Isolated populations also have a higher likelihood of remaining undetected by humans, as they are often located in remote and difficult-to-reach areas. This lack of human interaction could contribute to the continued existence of the Megalodon, as it would face fewer threats from human activities such as overfishing, habitat destruction, and pollution. In fact, many marine species that were once thought to be extinct have been rediscovered in isolated populations, demonstrating that it is not implausible for the Megalodon to follow a similar pattern. Additionally, the genetic isolation of these populations could result in the development of unique traits or even speciation over time. If the isolated Megalodon populations have diverged significantly from their ancestral form, they may be even more difficult to identify and detect, further contributing to the mystery surrounding their existence. Number 5. Megalodon sightings. Throughout history, there have been numerous accounts of alleged Megalodon sightings, often describing encounters with enormous sharks or other large marine predators that defy conventional explanation. While many of these sightings can be attributed to misidentification, exaggeration, or even hoaxes, the enduring fascination with the Megalodon and the sheer number of reported sightings continue to fuel the debate surrounding the possible existence of this ancient predator. Some Megalodon sightings describe encounters with sharks of an extraordinary size, far larger than any known species of shark. For example, fishermen have reported seeing sharks with massive dorsal fins or huge, powerful jaws reminiscent of the Megalodon's formidable size and bite force. Although it is difficult to verify the accuracy of these sightings, they contribute to the ongoing fascination with the possibility of an undiscovered giant shark lurking in the depths of the ocean. In other cases, alleged Megalodon sightings involve the discovery of unusually large teeth or other marine fossils. While most of these finds can be attributed to known shark species or other marine animals, the occasional discovery of a tooth or fossil that does not fit within the established knowledge of marine life can spark renewed interest in the Megalodon. Even if these discoveries are ultimately explained by other means, they serve as a reminder of the vast, uncharted depths of the ocean and the potential for undiscovered species like the Megalodon to exist. Photographs and videos claiming to depict Megalodons or other enormous sharks have also fueled speculation about the continued existence of this ancient predator. While many of these images and videos can be easily debunked as hoaxes or misidentifications, they contribute to the cultural fascination with the Megalodon and the notion that undiscovered giant marine creatures may still be waiting to be found. It is important to note that the vast majority of alleged Megalodon sightings lack the rigorous scientific evidence needed to confirm the presence of this ancient predator. Many sightings can be explained by misidentification of known shark species, such as the great white shark or the whale shark, or by the effects of optical illusions, such as the distortion of size and distance in underwater environments. Despite the lack of concrete evidence supporting the existence of the Megalodon in the modern era, the numerous accounts of alleged sightings and encounters with enormous marine predators continue to capture the public's imagination. These reports serve as a testament to the enduring fascination with the Megalodon and the potential for undiscovered species to exist in the vast, unexplored depths of the ocean. As long as the possibility of the Megalodon's existence remains open, the debate surrounding this ancient and enigmatic creature will continue to captivate our curiosity. Number 4. Deep-sea gigantism. Deep-sea gigantism is a phenomenon in which certain deep-sea dwelling creatures grow significantly larger than their shallow water relative. This biological phenomenon has been observed in various marine species, including the giant squid, the Japanese spider crab, and the colossal squid. Although the exact causes of deep-sea gigantism remain unclear, several hypotheses suggest that factors such as colder temperatures, reduced predation, and the availability of food resources could contribute to this phenomenon. In the context of the Megalodon, deep-sea gigantism raises the possibility that this ancient predator may have adapted to the deep-sea environment and maintained its large size or even grown larger, allowing it to persist in the depths of the ocean. One of the leading hypotheses to explain deep-sea gigantism is related to the colder temperatures found at greater depths. Cold temperatures slow down the metabolic rate of organisms, which can result in a longer lifespan and slower growth rate. This allows deep-sea creatures to allocate more energy towards growth, ultimately leading to larger sizes. If the Megalodon has adapted to the cold temperatures of the deep sea, it could potentially benefit from the same metabolic advantages, allowing it to grow larger and maintain its status as an apex predator. Another possible explanation for deep-sea gigantism is the reduction in predation pressure. In the deep sea, large predators are relatively scarce, and the vast distances between food sources mean that predator-prey interactions are less frequent. This reduced predation pressure may allow deep-sea organisms to allocate more energy towards growth, resulting in larger sizes. In the case of the Megalodon, the scarcity of predators in the deep sea could have allowed it to maintain its large size and continue to dominate its environment. The availability of food resources in the deep sea may also play a role in deep-sea gigantism. Although the deep sea is generally considered to be a nutrient-poor environment, certain areas, such as hydrothermal vents or whale falls, provide concentrated sources of food for the surrounding ecosystem. The Megalodon could potentially take advantage of these food sources, allowing it to maintain its large size and adapt to life in the deep sea. Moreover, the development of deep-sea gigantism in the Megalodon could have provided it with a competitive advantage in the challenging environment of the deep ocean. A larger size would enable the Megalodon to consume larger prey items, such as giant squid or other deep-sea fish, and potentially outcompete other predators for limited resources. Number 3. Lack of comprehensive exploration. The vastness and complexity of the world's oceans make it extremely difficult for scientists and researchers to conduct thorough and comprehensive exploration. Despite advancements in technology, it is estimated that only about 5% to 20% of the ocean floor has been mapped with high resolution, leaving a staggering amount of the underwater world unexplored. This lack of comprehensive exploration contributes to the possibility that the Megalodon may still exist undetected in our oceans. One of the primary reasons for the lack of comprehensive ocean exploration is the immense cost associated with it. Deep-sea exploration requires specialized equipment, vessels, and expertise, all of which come with a hefty price tag. Consequently, only a small number of organizations and countries can afford to invest in such endeavors, which significantly limits the scope of ocean research and exploration. Additionally, the deep ocean presents numerous challenges and hazards that hinder comprehensive exploration. The immense pressures at great depths can damage or destroy equipment, and the lack of sunlight requires artificial lighting, which can only penetrate a limited distance. The unpredictable ocean currents and rough seas can also make it difficult to operate underwater vehicles and collect accurate data. The limited knowledge we have about the deep ocean environment is mainly due to these challenges. As new species continue to be discovered with each deep-sea expedition, it becomes increasingly evident that the ocean harbors a plethora of life forms that have yet to be identified. Given the vast expanse of unexplored ocean, it is not implausible to consider that the Megalodon could be one of the undiscovered creatures lurking in the depths. Furthermore, our understanding of marine ecosystems and their inhabitants is constantly evolving. Many marine species once thought to be extinct have been rediscovered after decades or even centuries of presumed absence. One such example is the coelacanth, a prehistoric fish thought to have gone extinct 65 million years ago, only to be rediscovered in 1938. Cases like these lend credence to the idea that the Megalodon may still be out there, eluding detection due to the lack of comprehensive exploration. In recent years, there have been significant advancements in deep-sea exploration technology, including autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs. These advanced tools have the potential to revolutionize ocean exploration and increase our understanding of the deep-sea environment. However, even with these advancements, the sheer size and complexity of the ocean make it unlikely that every corner will be explored in the near future. The lack of comprehensive exploration of the world's oceans leaves ample room for the Megalodon to potentially exist undetected. The combination of high costs, technological limitations, and the vastness of the ocean contributes to our limited understanding of the deep-sea environment and its inhabitants. As long as there are unexplored areas within the ocean, the possibility that the Megalodon still exists will continue to capture our imagination. Number 2. Unidentified marine animals. The ocean is home to a vast array of species, many of which remain undiscovered or poorly understood. New marine species are discovered regularly, and numerous sightings and encounters with unidentified marine animals have been reported throughout history. These unexplained encounters with marine creatures, combined with the limited knowledge of the deep-sea environment, contribute to the speculation that the Megalodon, or a similar large marine predator, may still exist in the depths of the ocean. One such example of an unidentified marine animal is the bloop, an ultra-low-frequency underwater sound detected by hydrophones in the South Pacific in 1997. The sound was much louder than any known biological source, leading some to speculate that it could have been produced by an enormous, undiscovered sea creature such as the Megalodon. Although the bloop was later determined to be of geological origin, the initial speculation around its source highlights the ongoing fascination with the possibility of undiscovered giant marine animals. Other encounters with unidentified marine animals include reports of large, mysterious sea creatures washing ashore, often referred to as globsters or sea monsters. While most of these cases are later identified as decomposing carcasses of known marine animals such as whales or sharks, the initial uncertainty surrounding their identity fuels speculation about the existence of unknown large marine creatures like the Megalodon. Additionally, there have been numerous reports of unusually large sharks or other marine predators cited by fishermen, divers, and researchers. Some of these sightings describe sharks significantly larger than any known species, leading to speculation that they could be megalodons or a similar large predator. While many of these sightings can be attributed to misidentification or exaggeration, the sheer number of such reports adds to the intrigue surrounding the potential existence of the Megalodon. The discovery of previously unknown marine species also supports the idea that the Megalodon or a similar large predator could still be lurking in the ocean. For example, the discovery of the megamouth shark in 1976, the first new species of large shark discovered in over a century, demonstrates that there are still significant gaps in our knowledge of marine life. As our understanding of the ocean continues to grow, it is not implausible that other large, undiscovered species like the Megalodon could be waiting to be found. Number 1. Evolutionary adaptations. Evolution is a powerful force that allows species to adapt and survive in various environments over time. The idea that the Megalodon may still exist is closely tied to the possibility that it has undergone evolutionary adaptations, enabling it to survive in the vastly different conditions of today's oceans. Considering the Megalodon's long evolutionary history, it is not unreasonable to speculate that it could have developed unique adaptations that have allowed it to persist despite the many challenges it would face in the modern ocean. One such adaptation could be a shift in the Megalodon's preferred habitat. The prehistoric shark is believed to have inhabited warm, shallow waters where it hunted large marine mammals. However, changes in the Earth's climate and the extinction of many of its prey species could have driven the Megalodon to adapt to colder and deeper waters, where it would have access to alternative food sources such as deep-sea fish and squid. By occupying a different niche in the marine ecosystem, the Megalodon could have avoided direct competition with other large predators like the great white shark. Another potential evolutionary adaptation is a change in the Megalodon's size. While the Megalodon was once the largest shark to have ever lived, reaching lengths of up to 60 feet, it may have evolved to become smaller in order to survive in a world with scarcer resources. A smaller size would reduce the amount of energy required for the Megalodon to maintain its body functions, allowing it to survive on fewer or smaller prey items. This adaptation would also make the Megalodon more elusive and difficult to detect by humans. Additionally, the Megalodon could have developed advanced sensory adaptations to help it navigate and hunt in the darkness of the deep sea. Many deep-sea creatures possess specialized sensory organs that allow them to detect even the slightest vibrations, electrical fields, or chemical traces in the water. The Megalodon may have evolved similar sensory adaptations, enabling it to effectively locate and capture prey in the deep ocean. The Megalodon's reproductive strategy could have also evolved to cope with the changing ocean environment. With fewer individuals and greater distances between them, the Megalodon may have developed a reproductive strategy that ensures a higher success rate for its offspring. For example, the shark could have shifted to a strategy where it produces fewer but larger and more developed offspring, increasing their chances of survival in the challenging deep-sea environment. Finally, it is important to consider the possibility of convergent evolution, where the Megalodon has independently evolved similar traits to other deep-sea creatures, allowing it to thrive in the extreme conditions of the ocean depths. This could include adaptations such as bioluminescence to attract prey or enhanced pressure resistance to withstand the crushing forces of the deep sea. The possibility that the Megalodon may still exist is fueled by the idea that it has undergone significant evolutionary adaptations, allowing it to survive in the challenging conditions of today's oceans. The potential for changes in habitat, size, sensory capabilities, reproductive strategies, and convergent evolution all contribute to the enduring mystery surrounding the Megalodon's existence. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.